Last night it was a late inning rally for the Athletics. Jed Lowry delivered in the 7th with a 2-run double to give the A's the lead and a Game 1 victory. Tonight, the A's will try and get a winning streak going, but have a tough challenge ahead as the Rangers send their ace to the hill, Cole Hamels. A's, Rangers, Game 2, next. Tuesday night baseball from the Coliseum. It is a cold night for baseball. A's trying to make it 2 in a row over the Rangers. It's the Oakland A's and the Texas Rangers coming up on NBC Sports California, powered by Xfinity. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Oakland A's baseball, along with Ray Fosse. I'm Glenn Kuiper. Starting matchup tonight, opening day starters for each team. For the A's, it'll be Kendall Graveman. Ray, his start on Thursday against the Angels. Graveman, power sinker. He gave up 3 home runs. That's not a good combination.
Power sinker, it was not. It's more of a flat upper, too much up in the strike zone. He was okay to start the game. He had admitted, he said, I was fine. But then a couple of guys got on base. He started to speed it up a little bit. The 3 home runs he gave up were all about belt high. For a sinker ball pitcher, he knows he can't pitch that way. He needs to get the ball down. He needs to have the sinker going down versus side to side. And if he does that, he's going to have a lot more success.
Cole Hamels for the Texas Rangers. He's got a pretty impressive resume. For more on that, let's head downstairs to Dallas Braden.
That's right, guys. Oakland A's taking on veteran lefty Cole Hamels, who had an injury shortened 2017, had that oblique injury he was dealing with. But look, we know about this guy. He was actually able to come back and ended up finishing tied for second on the team in wins and third in innings and strikeouts. So guys, over the last 69 starts, 33 and 13 since joining the Rangers. That's July 2015. He's been tied for the best win percentage in the AL with David Price. So a tall task for the Oakland A's up against the veteran lefty.
Now the good news, the A's did have success against Hamels last year. We'll have lineups and first pitch. It's the A's and the Rangers. Game 2 of the series coming up.
Brought to you by Toyota. Designed for the grind that comes through every time. See your local Toyota dealer today. Toyota, let's go places. By Southwest, yes to low fares with nothing to hide. That's transparency. By Jack in the Box, try the new Brunchmas Country Scrambler Plate with Jimmy Dean sausage links, only at Jack in the Box. And by the Chrysler Pacifica Hybrid, America's first hybrid minivan. Test drive one today.
Hey, quick note for DirecTV, Dish, and AT&T viewers in Sacramento. Coverage of the Kings Suns game is airing right now on NBC Sports California Plus, which can be found on the channel numbers listed on your screen. For more information, log on to NBCSportsCalifornia.com or call your local TV provider. Here at the Coliseum, let's check the game time weather for tonight. It's presented by the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. The admission-free boardwalk is open for spring break. It's a cool night at the Coliseum, much like last night. In fact, as the game went on last night, cooled off, it's going to do the same thing tonight. 60 degrees right now, and pretty nice little breeze at 14 miles per hour. So the blankets are out. Sweatshirts, put the hoods up. You'll be just fine, I think. Starting lineup for the Rangers brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Here it is. Chu, Gallo, Andrus, Beltran, Mazar, Chirinos, Odor, Rua, Robinson. Looks a lot like last night.
And it would be Kendall Graveman getting the start for the Athletics, his second start of this 2018 season. As we detailed his opening start against the Angels, gave up the 3 home runs, so that's why the inflated ERA. He's had some success against the Rangers and like to continue that, especially with the two-seam fastball that starts inside and comes back to big, powerful lefties.
Defensively for the A's, Pinder, Smolinski, Piscotty in the outfield, Chapman, Simeon, Lowry, Olson on the infield, and Lucroy is the catcher. So we are set for baseball. A's trying to make it 2 in a row over these Texas Rangers. A's won last night by a final score of 3-1. A's got one big hit from Lowry, a home run from Chapman, and got good work from the bullpen, and that was enough for the victory last night.
Kendall Graveman will take the first pitch of the game. Chu's hit a couple of home runs off him, and two-seamer.
Home plate umpire tonight is also the crew chief. That's Sam Holbrook. Leckney at first, Wolf at second, Rayburn is at third. 2-1 now to Shin-Soo Choo. Choo was 2 for 4 last night with a walk. Broken bat. Nice big hop for Olson. He steps on the bag, 1 out. So this is the Rangers lineup and what they have done against Kendall Graveman. Career numbers. Choo's got a couple of home runs. Not a lot for Gallo. Andrus 7 for 20. Beltre's got a home run. Mazara a pretty good number. So they have faced Graveman a fair amount, and that's simply because last year alone he made 4 starts against the Texas Rangers, and he was good. He went 3-0 with a 2.28 ERA in those 4 starts last year. He went 7 innings 3 times and 6 2/3 innings in the other starts. So he pitched well against a pretty good lineup.
The game he had in Arlington, that fastball inside to the lefties, that two-seamer. He's trying it again tonight with a lot of them.
Like that.
Yep, didn't chew, but you know the good thing so far. Remember at Thursday in the first game, he retired the first 4 batters, then Cole Calhoun got the triple off the wall and then scored on a Simmons base hit. But at that point, he said he just started speeding it up a little bit too much and it started elevating. Trying to stay slow with mechanics and try to keep the ball down, which he has done so far tonight. Plus, it's a second start. First one's over.
Well, things can speed up a little bit on opening day.
That's right.
1-2 the count to Joey Gallo. Gallo had an RBI single last night. That was his only hit.
Yeah.
Ooh, that one just missed. 95 miles an hour.
Gallo's lucky he's not walking back the dugout. That's pretty close.
Well, you can see the game plan, guys. Establish the sinker in. We talked about it. Foss, you talked about it. Bringing that fastball back over the heart of the plate. Paint that black if you can against the lefties. And you can tell the game plan. They want to move this heater around, doubled up to both lefties inside early, try to move it away. He slowed down Gallo with a changeable way, went heater here, see if he can get him to beat one into the ground.
2-2 pitch on the backhand. That's Chapman showing off that strong arm. So Chapman looking like a natural shortstop.
Unbelievable. Well, he was, because the guy named Nolan Arenado was playing third and he had to do it. But the shift in Joey Gallo, pretty good at bat, going the opposite way, but he had to the wrong guy, because once Chapman got it right over the top with a very strong, accurate throw, and that's Matt Chapman just doing his thing, because there's nobody better right now at third base than him.
XMO brought to you by Cache Creek Casino Resort.
Can't wait till the A's play the Rockies, and Nolan Arenado is at third and Chapman's at third. It's got to be a good series.
We're going to tell those Rockies people that you just said Chapman's better than Arenado.
Well, I just said it's going to be nice to see them both playing third base.
No, but right before that, you said there's nobody better right now than Matt Chapman.
Well,
so we're going to see what the Rockies people feel about that.
I think I'm going to stick with that.
All right.
Yeah, I'm going to stick with it.
I'll stick up for you, because you're probably right.
Well, arm strengths. Arenado's got the gold gloves, and he's got the great range, quick release. You know, Brooks Robinson didn't have a tremendously strong arm, but he got rid of the ball quickly.
Flipped it over there.
Yeah, and he only won 16 consecutive gold gloves, so he was the human vacuum cleaner for a reason. But if Brooksy had Chapman's arm, he could have played on the outfield grass on everybody.
2-1 the count to Elvis Andrus. That one hit high and hit well toward the right field corner. Piscotty over into foul territory. He goes into a slide. The ball bounces foul. So the count even at 2-2.
And you guys, you talk about the arm. We saw the arm on display the other night. There was a play against Beltre where he was able to get rid of it on the throw in foul territory. But you take a look here. Ball in the hole to his backhand side. 77.4. Ho-hum over there. No big deal.
Took a little off.
How about the circle was right under him? It's about time that circle caught up with somebody.
Got to pause.
That's right.
2-2 pitch. Now 3-2. Well, tonight, any 95-mile-per-hour fastball is our fast pitch, brought to you by Xfinity, the fastest Wi-Fi at home and on the go.
Back-to-back hitters going 3-2. Both of them opposite field. We'll see what Elvis Andrus usually will try to pump one out early in the count. Later, he'll go to the opposite field as well as anybody. You don't like to see all the pitches thrown. You like to get the quick outs, which again go back to 16 when Dallas, or when Kendall Graveman had the complete game against the White Sox, 98 pitches.
Big chopper to Lowry. Throws to first in time, and a very good inning for Kendall Graveman. 3 ground ball outs. Cole Hamels set to get to work. Bottom of the first coming up. Southwest Airlines. Simeon, Pinder, Lowry, Davis, Olsen, Chapman, Piscotty, Lucroy, Smolinski. So Chad Pinder gets the start tonight in left field.
And it is the crafty left-hander Cole Hamels, the veteran, many years with the Philadelphia Phillies. And he was sent to Texas so he could try to help them get to postseason. But Cole Hamels, the veteran, knows how to pitch. Obviously not too happy when they talked about a 6-man rotation. He wants to pitch at least every 5th and not every 4th day.
So he faces Marcus Semien leading things off. First pitch is a bit high.
He uses both sides of the plate. He's got the 2 and the 4 seam. He's got the cutter.
Likes to throw that good changeup.
Yes, he does.
Cole Hamels, 34 years old. Hamels has a very fine career record of 147 and 103.
Guys, one thing you'll notice about Cole Hamels already, as you can tell, he gets it, he goes, he likes to work quick, he works with a good pace. Important for the defense behind him. Ray, you mentioned the cutter, you mentioned the changeup. 24 cutters, 26 curveballs last time out, only 14 changeups, 0 changeups to the lefty. So that gives you a little bit of an idea of what he's looking to do. He wants to cut that baseball in on the hands of these right-handed hitters.
So he is not one of those left-handers who is willing to throw a changeup to a left-handed hitter.
No.
Does not appear so.
And a fastball at 90 miles an hour on 3-2. Semien strikes out for the first out.
Gotta be handy with the steal if you know what I mean.
Batting in the second position.
Here's the Rangers defense tonight. Rua in left, Robinson in center, Mazzara in right. And it's Beltran Anderson on the left side of the diamond. Odor and Gallo on the right side. And Chirinos is once again the catcher. So here's Chad Pinder. Pinder rips one toward right center field, and that's going to get down for a hit. Pinder's going to try for 2. Robinson's throw is just a little late. And Chad Pinder, on the first pitch he sees from Cole Hamels, doubles.
Pretty good history for Mr. Pinder against Cole Hamels, so Cole may be happy that it's just the double, considering what he did last year against him. But Chad Pinder getting a chance to start, and with those numbers, what a shot, huh?
5 for 5 against Cole Hamels.
And Chad Pinder, I mean, starts in left field, and as he said, he's not opposed to moving around depending what they decide to do. Wow, that is
3 doubles, 2 homers.
5 extra base hits against him.
Hamels is mix in a single, Pinder.
Well, your brother uses that word called ownage.
That is ownage.
Yeah, that's ownage there.
And you know what? Pinder knows it.
Yeah,
I don't know if Hamels knows it. He probably does.
Oh, yeah.
So 1-0 to Lowry, one of the heroes from last night. Pitchcast tonight brought to you by SoFi, a modern finance company.
Last 2 games, last 2 nights. Last night and tonight, Cole Hamels was out. The weight room for the visiting team is on the kind of the main level walking in through the tunnel area, and he's been on his back and just kind of relaxing a little bit on his phone. But tonight, serious business. There's a good changeup.
82 miles an hour. So keep that velocity in mind, and when you see it, that means it was probably the changeup.
Against the righty.
Yeah, again, against the righty. And one thing to also pay attention to, guys, is the separation and velocity. 82 miles an hour on the changeup, only 89, 90 thus far on the heater. And speaking of those doubles, last night, Mr. Double himself, Jed Lowry, steps to the dish in a big-time situation, delivers the double off the lefty Jake Diekman to bring home Lucroy and Semien. Outstanding job by Jed, the double machine, to get it done, delivering a big spot.
Fouls that one straight back, 85 miles an hour.
I thought Jed's comment tonight was rather interesting when I broached this subject about the switch hitter, turning him around. That's the doubles machine, as we talked about, 49 last year. But he said, if I were them, I would have done it too. You know, he said, because I haven't, excuse me, swung from the right side, even during batting practice, because I knew righty's going to be. So he said, you know, it's a good move, but it's just amazing what Jed's able to do and what we've seen Coco, or saw Coco do in the past.
Yeah, so is that move that we saw last night, is it something that the Rangers would do in June or July? Maybe not.
And maybe the numbers will show. As that time he goes a little bit soft, kind of in between. It's a back door. You see the spin of the ball going back door. But once again, get a runner in scoring position. The mentality of a pitcher is totally different. And I think at this point is when you can throw out all the numbers of what a pitcher does in certain situations or against hitters. You put a runner in scoring position, I think it changes everything. First pitch breaking. And nobody on base, just like with Chad Pinder. First pitch fastball, right center. And you can see that various pitches to Jed Lowry in the first pitch breaking ball to Chris Davis.
Well, Ray, you mentioned a guy like Elvis Andrus. Having played against Elvis Andrus, you know that Elvis is a guy early in the count, nobody on. He's looking to get big, but with guys in scoring position, he's looking to do a job. He's not going to try to do any more than he's capable of or than the game allows him at that moment in time. He'll cut it down and he'll take that shot to right.
And he only wears that hat when he comes to Oakland. The earmuffs.
0-2 to Chris Davis. 1-2 to Chris Davis. Davis 4 for 12 with 3 home runs against Cole Hamels in his career. Pinder, the runner at second. He had the 1-out double. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. So the double, but 3 strikeouts for Cole Hamels. So a runner stranded at second for the A's. No score after 1.
Hey fans, roll on into the Coliseum on April 20th and pick up this.
Should be where you make it. Second inning, no score. Kendall Graveman. 3 ground ball outs in the first inning as he faces Beltre, who rips one toward right center field. That's going to be a hit. So Beltre, who had a quiet night last night, his first at bat tonight, he's going to line single.
No waiting around here. Veteran hitter understands, you know what? We've seen a guy who might have been struggling to get that sinker down in the zone last time out. Look for that heater up in the zone if he can. No need to wait around and get deep into this count. You find a fastball you like, which Adrian's been known to do, he'll go ahead and get off real quick.
Career hit number 3,053, tying Rod Carew for 25th on the all-time hit list. Look who's next. Ricky Henderson.
That guy named Ichiro is still playing.
Yep. Nomar Mazara, who foul tipped the first one.
I think also you look at Adrian Beltre last night facing Andrew Triggs. You don't see Adrian Beltre swinging as many sliders as he did last night.
He did not look good last night.
And not surprised tonight, jumping on the first pitch fastball. Triggsy using the slider, striking out a lot of batters last night, especially dropping down to the right-handers.
It's one of the hard things to understand about baseball, and there's really no explanation for it. Adrian Beltre, maybe he just wasn't picking up Triggs' pitches. Maybe he just wasn't seeing the ball real well. Where the next guy in the lineup, he may see Triggs fine.
That's right.
And there's really no explanation for it. But you say hitters say that occasionally. They're like, I just wasn't picking him up, or I wasn't picking up the spin on the baseball.
We know when you go back to that Manaea outing, and Manaea made him look foolish a couple different times with the backdoor slider, as we talked about, Foss. He had that backdoor slider, and he just didn't look great there. And the same thing on the spin. So you wonder, with his aggressiveness on the fastball, is it something early in the season if he's looking to get on that straight one because he's having trouble picking up that breaking ball early?
Oh, it's too late. Sorry. Too late.
Kendall Graveman
Yeah.
he was getting ready to throw it when timeout was granted by Sam Holbrook.
Well, it's one thing. I mean, he's got to pause and kind of freeze the run and look at him. And when you're doing that and the arms go up, that's dangerous. Very dangerous.
And one thing as a pitcher you're taught is to continue the pitch, follow through if you can, as to not abruptly stop and potentially hurt yourself.
That one's hit toward right center field. Somebody's got to cut it off. Powell will, but it goes all the way to the warning track. Beltre will stop at third. Mazzara has a double. So the Rangers, second and third, nobody out. Or Smolinski, I'm sorry, I said Powell. Jake Smolinski, he angled over there. He finally did get to it, and he took a good angle. The ball was just hit very hard and it went all the way to the warning track.
So once again, the location, the pitch up, and maybe just enough when Mazzara was granted timeout. Maybe that was just enough to throw Kendall Graveman off. Got back, set up, and one that was elevated to the point that Mazzara could hammer to right center. He's got to get the ball down. I mean, if he's going to have success, it's got to be down.
So first double of the year for Mazzara. He does have a home run, and here is Robinson Chirinos.
You know, Cap, you look at the first inning, just as the same for Kendall Graveman against the Angels. Retired the first 4 batters, but tonight 3 ground ball outs, which that's great. For a sinker ball pitcher, you want to see the ground ball outs, which means the ball's going down. Hitters are hitting on top of the ball.
Matt Olson is in even with the bag. He's the only one in of the infielders. First pitch to Robinson Chirino is a strike. Chirino really struggling early. 0 for 15 with 9 strikeouts. So that'll change, but doesn't have to necessarily change right now. He is going to get the run home. Graveman almost grabbed it, and if he grabs it, the runner's going to stay at third, but Beltre waited, and as soon as the ball got past Graveman, then Beltre took off home.
And that's smart on Beltre's part, because runners at second and third, and it jammed him. And Graveman, a good fielding pitcher, which all pitchers should be, almost got it, and it wasn't a contact, probably more so for Mazzara at second base going on the contact. And that would have been interesting, because had Graveman caught the ball, Mazzara was at third.
He was going.
Yeah, and he just assumed with the ball the right side that Beltre was going to score, but Beltre was smart enough to realize it had to get by the pitcher. The only one, really, to be able to field it. Everybody else playing back.
So all in all, Chirinos with a very productive out, got the run in and moved the runner up. So here's Odor. Now the infield comes in, and Odor takes a first pitch strike.
A little bit more discipline tonight for Rougned Odor, because last night, similar situation, jumped on a first pitch breaking ball, popped it up with a runner at third and less than 2 outs.
There's the infield in. Close pitch, a little bit low. So 1-1 to Odor, who is 1 for 16 to start the season. That one bounced under the glove of Olsen and into right field for a base hit. Mazzara will trot home to score, and it's 2-0. To the backhand side of Olsen, he just could not quite come up with it.
Well, they got the ground ball. He being Kendall Graveman got the ground ball he's hoping for, but just could not get to the ball. Olsen to his right. The only opportunity was for him, but just could not get it.
So Odor gets his second RBI, and Rangers now lead 2-0.
When you'd like to have a left-handed fielder at first base.
Yep. Here's Ryan Rua. Rua is 1 for 12.
Story out of spring training was Ryan Rua was going to be the left fielder. Shields' injury didn't help as far as the whole outfield for the Rangers.
And that one hit the bat, foul ball. Well, Rua has been a part-time player for about 3 years now.
He'll take a strike anywhere you can get it, any way you can get it. If that means creeping it up in there and he can't get the handle out of the way, hey, we'll take it. Yeah, a little bit of the barrel there. Checking in on Luke as well.
Right on the outside corner, and it's 0-2 to Rua.
Pep, I know you remember this opening night a couple years ago against the Rangers, and Sonny Gray with a no-hitter until Ryan Rua broke it up.
That's right.
And Kurt Young and Bob Melvin cheered. Did not want to have to send him out. Opening, that's why Bob Feller, the late Bob Feller, was only one ever to pitch a no-hitter on opening day. That record may never be broken because usually coming out of spring training, that opening day start, you're not going to throw a lot of pitches. You're not going to be allowed to throw a lot of pitches.
Yeah, and this year we actually had Jose Barrios of the Minnesota Twins go CG shut piece. Complete game opening day. Got to love that. Talk about a confidence booster.
I just didn't like some of the remarks by the Twins when that catcher, I can't think of his name, who bunted with the shift on, and they said, you can't do that. I mean, he'd already given up a hit. It wasn't like a no-hitter, yes, but I'm sorry, you shift. You're taking a chance that somebody smart is going to do that, and he did. And I was really shocked at some of the comments that were made.
You and I both, Foss, because there's a lot of guys who've got a lot of baseball under their belt over there in that clubhouse.
Lucroy, good throw, got him. Jonathan Lucroy, quick release. He threw a strike, and Odor is out.
Well, that was a quick release. He finally got an opportunity. Kendall Graveman gave him a chance, and that's something that Jonathan Lucroy, and again, he signed late, but there's the quick release, the throw, quick tag by Jed Lowry, and they get the call. But you have to give the catcher a chance. This time he got it. There's the old pop-up slide with a left foot high, not getting straight to the bag, and that helped be able to tag him out.
This one looped into center field by Rua, so that's the 4th hit in the inning.
Again, the pitch is perfect for him to turn right over the top with the throw to second base and a quick tag by Jed Lowry. Great combination. Look at the front foot pop up. You'd like to see a base runner go straight into the bag, but more times than not, they'll do the pop-up slide where they go to the backside, front foot pops up.
Drew Robinson, who takes pitch a little bit high. Robinson 2 for 9 on the season. Had a hit last night, also walked, scored a run, and stole a base. So with the Delino DeShields on the disabled list with the helmet bone surgery, center field spot is open. See if Robinson takes charge. Good pitch there by Graven, 2-1.
Another look. Oh, here we go. Chase it, and got him. Circle in place the whole way with the red, white, and blue. I mean, this is so color coordinated. This is great stuff.
It's beautiful.
Yeah. But the quick release by Jonathan Lucroy and the accurate throw, that puts it all together.
Robinson takes that one. It drops low. 3-1.
We can see here early a lot of deep counts for Kendall Graveman. Like to see him get these guys out of there. Everybody wants to get these hitters out of there, 3 pitches or less. See if Kendall can get him to beat another one to the ground.
Misses outside, not close. So the long inning continues. That's the first walk by Graveman. So 2 on 2 out for Chu as Scott Emerson comes out. Check in on his pitcher.
You know, guys, it seems like he's a little quick on the front side, something he talked about early on, and what that can lead to is working underneath the baseball. We talk a lot about it. You're working underneath the baseball. A low elbow on the mound equals a high strike. At home plate, you're working under the ball instead of on top of the ball or working down through the baseball. A high elbow will equal a low strike. And again, we're not talking high arm slot. We're just talking about working on top of the baseball within your arm slot. So again, if he can get on top of this and drive that good sinker down, let that arm side run, take care of things here against these left-handers, we'll hopefully be able to get out of this jam.
So Chu steps in. Chu with a ground out in the first inning. Rua at second, Robinson at first, and a swing and a miss.
You know what Dallas is talking about. That's why with the new mound visits really limited, all the catcher simply does is point to his elbow, push it up, and just saying, get your elbow up. And you do that, you don't have to make a trip to the mound. Just a reminder to the pitcher that you're dropping your elbow, and as a result, the pitches are up too much in the zone.
Chu on the season is 6 for 16 now, 5 singles and 1 double. Simeon is the guy over in short right field.
Yeah, Alabama said he's going to make that change to put him at that position, and even with Joey Gallo last night, did not see the shift put on, but covering up the hole between first and second. Marcus Simeon, great range, strong arm. Definitely have to know your hitter because Chu can run, which means if he gets a ground ball, he has to unload quickly.
Lucroy with the block. So the count even at 2-2. So 40 pitches total, 23 this inning for Graveman. Does with Chu on 2-2. Runners go. Lucroy's throw to third. Got him.
How about 2 outs on the base pass?
So the Rangers, in a curious move, take off. Double steal. Lucroy says, I don't think so. What a throw.
And a great tag by Matt Chapman getting to the bag.
on the channels listed on your screen. If you can't find NBC Sports Plus, log on to NBCSportsCalifornia.com or call your local TV provider. Cole Hamels back to work. He now has a 2-0 lead, bottom of the second. Olsen, Chapman, and Piscotty.
Hey, Cup, what do you think the Rangers were thinking top of the inning?
3-2 count?
I don't know.
Yeah, you don't see a double steal in that situation very often.
No, not when 2-2 and Kendall Graveman pays attention, but fortunately Jonathan Lucroy, that's almost a record, throwing out 2 on the base paths the same inning. Fortunately, because it could have been an even bigger inning, 4 hits for the Rangers. Yet they came up with 2 runs thanks to some very good throws by Jonathan Lucroy to nail a guy at second, nail a guy at third, and man, you've got a hitter up, good hitter. You got runners at first and second trying to keep the inning going. And so good break for the Athletics.
2-1 pitch is looped into center field for a base hit by Olsen.
Strong man right there. Whew. You'd be able to beat off a ball like that and be strong enough to get it in the outfield, sacrifice your bat. Fastball towards the inner part of the plate, brings the hands in, which he has them extended. But you know, after the success he had last year at Olsen, Matt Chapman, all these kids, everything is different this year. Their first full year in the big leagues, and they are hitting back-to-back in this lineup tonight.
First pitch to Chapman is right on the outside corner, first strike. Chapman 6 for 18, couple of home runs, 5 RBIs. Also got a double. There's the changeup.
We know about the power. It's been on display as of late. Got himself a pitch out over the heart of the plate. We talked about that thing might have been coming back to the black at best. And Chapman, big, strong individual, deposits that thing over the right center wall. Exit stage right for Chapstick.
And another changeup, and Chapman swings and misses. So that is out number 1.
4 outs for Coke. Hamels, all 4 coming on the strikeout and going back to the outer part of the plate. Swing says it all as far as the velocity of the pitch. But that's a veteran, and Matt Chapman in his first full season facing a guy that's been in the World Series. He knows how to pitch.
Here's Piscotty. So Dallas, you being a left-handed pitcher who had a good changeup, Hamels, obviously the same thing. But if I remember, you were pretty much straight over top. So is Hamels. How important is that, being straight over the top, and like you were talking about, you know, where your elbow is, and to throw a good changeup from the left side?
Well, what you want to do and what you want to, I guess, make sure that you continue to do is repeat as far as release point is concerned, because you guys hear me use the phrase or the term tunneling pitches, and what that means is if you create a circle in your mind visually and you were to release each and every pitch out of this same circle or out of this same tunnel, then that hitter has a very difficult time picking things up.
Well, and that's what's happening right now.
3 in a row.
As you see here, and the idea is he's utilizing the fastball early in the count, 4-seam fastball, 4-seam rotation, and what he's able to do off of that, as you see here, he's got that nice 4-seam changeup grip as well. He continues to use that arm speed, use that hand speed, and the result is a pitch that looks like something it is absolutely not, which is a 4-seam fastball. And guys, young hitters, as they get to the big leagues, they tend to struggle with back and forth game, meaning velocity, addition, subtraction, more so than the breaking balls. Some of them might have slider bat speed, but it's the reduction and the addition of velocity that tends to give these hitters fits.
And I have kids ask me all the time, well, how do you throw a changeup? I was like, well, you're asking the wrong guy here, right? But I do know you stick it back in your hand a little bit, and fastballs, it seems like the ball's in your fingers a little bit more than it is a changeup.
Well, and depending on what result you're looking for, so there's a couple different grips you can use. I employed a couple different grips depending on what result you're looking for. Out in the fingertips, a little softer. You get that thing a little deeper in your hand to choke it off and really kill some speed. Thumb movement, thumb placement has a lot to do with what you're looking for.
Runner goes, and the throw to second base is not in time. Stolen base for Matt Olsen.
And for me, guys, I was a guy who started coming up and I threw a screwball, and that grip was very funky. As you can see here, that's the release grip for the screwball. But the changeup, you go four-seam changeup, get that thing out in the fingertips, as you can see. And again, that thumb, you start to move that thumb. Think about using your thumb as a rudder on a boat, and that helps control east to west movement. You get that ball deeper into the hand, and that starts to kill velocity. What the idea is, you're creating drag on the ball.
So deeper the ball back into your hand, less velocity.
Sure, and again, now you start to talk about finger pressure and finger placement. So with the index finger, if that thing's back deep in your hand, you can sort of pull with that index finger, and now you start to create movement as well as velocity reduction, and it's a combination of the two, and that's what makes those plus and those advanced changeups wipe out sorts of pitches.
So Hamels, good changeup, and he's got a good one going tonight. First career stolen base for Matt Olson.
Well, one way to counteract what Hamels is doing tonight, especially for the righties, crowd the plate, think right field. Because if you're off the plate, you're opening up, he'll eat you alive. And Chirinos will continue to just move outside. But, I mean, he's going to throw 90, which is good velocity, but the changeup is the one that's going to kill him. And the more you can think opposite field and react on pitches in, I think the better you're going to be. But Dallas is right with the arm speed. So Dallas going to the circle change is one. You know, when Roger Craig is taught the split finger fastball, it's simply taking the index and the middle finger and splitting them a little bit more. The farther you go, the less velocity and more tumble. And closer together, it's going to be the harder the fastball. But it's like putting three fingers on the baseball with the circle change.
So Hamels went inside on 2-2, which really makes it interesting. What's he going to throw on 3-2?
Well, for me, if I'm thinking along with Cole Hamels here, 3-2, he got a good look at Lucroy, the way he took that pitch. He could be seeing, Lucroy could have bought himself a changeup here.
Knuckle curve, grip. But I agree, I think it's going to be a changeup. First base open, why give in to it?
Mark.
So it was down and in, good at bat by Lucroy.
Plus, Lucroy caught him too. You know, nice year when they were together in Texas.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Sometimes you think
Batting in the ninth position.
when Trevor Cahill was pitching against the A's when he was with the Diamondbacks, and he threw a 3-1 four-seam fastball to Kurt Suzuki. Somebody said, "Why'd you do that?" He says, "He was probably looking for a sinker." Well, so what? Doesn't mean he's going to hit it, you know. But that was his thinking.
Don't think away from your best pitch.
Exactly. Jake Smolinski, again, can't emphasize enough the success he had during spring training facing right-handers. And here he's got a tough lefty, another former Texas Ranger.
Smolinski cannot hold up. Guess the miles per hour, 81. So Olson at second, Lucroy at first. He's looking for a two-out hit.
Both pitchers throwing a lot of pitches in this second inning.
Last year, Hamels made 2 starts against the A's, and he was not very good. He gave up 9 earned runs in 7 1/3 innings. So the A's did a pretty good number on Hamels.
I don't think the final game of the season he was too into it.
No, that's right. He did. That's right. He did make the
3
start.
innings.
Good call.
Yeah, it was okay, I'm going to start, but you know what?
The old October 1st
That's
start.
right. I'm out of here as fast as possible. Didn't mean anything. Rangers, A's both eliminated.
Yeah, if you're not in it, not in a pennant race, and you're starting on October 1st and you're a veteran, generally you're not going to be all that thrilled.
However, August 26th here at the Coliseum, when it was here when he was trying. That's when Chad Pinder got it. So there's a different stories. But meanwhile, back-to-back 3-2 counts. Lucroy and now Smolinski.
You can see Hamels frustrated with himself, not able to execute anything anywhere near the zone. Hasn't given in, hasn't given Smolinski the straight one, hasn't given him the heater yet.
Berlinski 0 for 3 on the year. Outside corner, strike 3 call. So the A's threat, do not score. They strand a pair. Third inning coming up.
Because it was Jonathan Lucroy. There's Odor at second base. He got him. And then, surprisingly, 2-2 count with Chu at the plate. Luau tried to steal third. He was thrown out. So Jonathan Lucroy, 2 assists in the same inning on throwouts. It's pretty impressive.
Tell you what, double play might be a pitcher's best friend. That type of inning, he can hang out too. I'll make friends with him too.
So Chu steps back in there. Chu's going to get an extra at bat.
Or maybe he was yelling at Ruas. Wait a minute. I took ball 3, and now you're running, and I don't get a chance to get a pitch 3 and 2 to drive you in.
Outside corner, first strike.
Actually, probably works as much to the advantage of Kendall Graveman to start fresh with him with nobody on. It's a very good hitter.
Tried to catch the inside corner, 2-1. Now 3-1. Gallo to follow, and then Andrus, so it is the top of the order for Texas. Full shift on. Swing and a bit. First strikeout for Graveman.
Now batting, number 13, Joey Gallo.
Well, this is just a matter of beating him with velocity, not necessarily beating him to a spot here. Him and Lucroy have both done a good job of trying to establish and continue to go into the inside part of the plate. And this is, in my opinion, a byproduct of not giving up on executing on the inside part of the plate. Out of that same arm slot, that pitch creeps over the middle, just unable to catch up to the velo.
So 1 away for Gallo. Gallo grounded out to Matt Chapman, who was playing right at the shortstop spot, where he is playing again.
Call it.
Could have been.
Yeah.
Raymond's going to go for a little walk.
I think this is where you start a game, and Jonathan Lucroy's been around, and so has Sam Holbrook. But friendly reminder saying, hey, he's got a lot of movement on his pitches, and we're not going to be afraid to pitch inside of the lefties because he depends on his movement coming back over the plate. Don't give up on him.
Down the right field line, into the corner, gone.
Location.
It's the second home run of the year for Joey Gallo. A towering shot right down the right field line.
Oh boy, I tell you, it's a very hittable pitch. Location, look at where this pitch is. Center cut. Right there, belt high, and you probably throw a napkin over the 4 home runs that Kendall's given up in his 2 starts. 3 Thursday, this one tonight, all very similar. Location about belt high. This one happened to creep over towards the middle of the plate.
So 3-0 now, Rangers. Gallo. Last year, Gallo hit 5 home runs against the Athletics. So that home run by Joey Gallo was career home run number 50. Check this out, Major League history, fewest games to reach 50 career home runs. Rudy York on top of that. Joey Gallo hit 50 home runs in his first 204 games. It's even better than Frank Robinson. DiMaggio, Horner, Howard, Judge. Big Mac was third. Big Mac had the huge rookie season, 49. So that's where they all came. Or almost all of them.
Guys, at the rate Gallo's going, he might very well finish a career with more homers than singles.
More homers than walks.
Strikeouts. No.
Three and 2 the count to Elvis Andrus. Joey Gallo. Bounce to Chapman. Chapman across the diamond just in time. So 2 outs here in the top of the 3rd.
Wow, that's unbelievable. Elvis Andrus flying down the base pass second. Guys playing good deep at 3rd. I got a chance to beat it out, and there comes the baseball right before you make the step on the bat. Incredible arm strength and accuracy from Matt Chapman.
Beltre watches a breaking pitch drop in there for a strike. Beltre singled and scored back in the 2nd inning. He hit the first pitch he saw from Graveman in the 2nd into right center field for a single. More action for Chapman. Juggles just a little bit, but plenty of time. So a run for the Rangers on the Joey Gallo home run, his 2nd of the year. 3-0 Texas as we head to the bottom of the 3rd.
California is brought to you by Kelly Moore Paints. Go where the pros go. Kelly Moore, the painter's paint store.
Cole Hamels back to work as he faces the top of the A's order. Simeon, Pinder, and Lowry. 6 strikeouts for Cole Hamels, but also the A's had a runner at second with one on the first, could not get the big hit, and then they had a couple of runners on in the second inning.
Makes you wonder, the king and courts around, you know, they don't need any infielders or outfielders. Just let him go, you know. King and
what do you have? A catcher, a first baseman, and a shortstop. I think.
And he threw from second.
Yeah, he had a blindfold on. If you don't know who we're talking about, King in his court was the famous underhand fast pitch pitcher who went all around the country, and you couldn't hit him because he threw about 100 miles an hour. And he had a team, but on the team was just 3 other players. I think it was 3.
The catcher got the most work besides the king himself because there were a lot of swing and miss.
2-2.
Didn't they tell an old story about Satchel Paige inviting his entire team to go on and take it into the dugout? I got this one, boys.
That's right.
That's confident. 2-2 pitch. Here it is. A little high. So Hamels with 6 strikeouts. That's the good news. The bad news is he's thrown quite a few pitches. He's at 46 already. I guess that would be bad news for the Rangers. Good news for the A's. Swing. Changeup on 3-2 that was off the plate.
Watch every out-of-market regular season game live at home, in the office, or on the go with MLB.TV. Your subscription includes MLB at Bat Premium, allowing you to watch live baseball on your favorite supported devices. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.TV for details. Travis Loduce took care of us.
Travis, good man.
That's right, Travis. Social media expert. Got the spectacles on. And nice to get the information from Travis about the MLB package.
Well, we'll be ready for it for our first road trip.
But the key for the A's right now is to stay close, because it's going to be a bullpen game for both teams, considering the number of pitches both starters have thrown.
Pinder, high in the air, left center field, rule it back, and that baby's gone. It starts with an O and ends with an E. It's called ownage. I'm using it.
That's good. And you know, I've only one time in my career I've ever seen a leadoff hitter or intentionally walk. I think Cole Hamels may be considering that. Talk about ownage. Yeah, he's got it. Chad Pinder. So now 3 home runs, 3 doubles against this lefty. I think he knows exactly how to face him. And especially a changeup. I mean, he was all over this all by himself. He's a strong young man, and he gets his first one of the season. He's 0 for coming into this night. Nice 2 for 2. Batting average jumping up considerably.
Look at that. 6 for 6, 3 doubles, 3 homers, and a walk. Chad Pinder against Cole Hamels. So that's the 5th home run of the year for the Athletics. And this the 6th game of the year.
Cole Hamels might wake up in a cold sweat tonight yelling Pinder. And guys, this is, as you mentioned, Paul, this is on the changeup, the pitch that has been money, bread and butter for him tonight. And Pinder does a great job, in my opinion, sitting on a pitch, seeing it up, and absolutely hammering it.
Pitch is a win. If you saw the bat, the contact, it sounded great, but really was towards the end of the bat when he hit it. Still carried into the seats over the jagged edge.
2-2 to Lowry. Lowry tried to hold up, couldn't do it. Another strikeout for him. Every out the A's have made, it's been a strikeout. 8 Ks.
The only time the infielders get any action is when they throw a ball around the infield. That's it. because that's it.
Davis.
Trinos to Gallo around the horn. Beltre always tags the bag before he throws the ball back to the pitcher. The outfielders just maybe won't even go out.
First pitch to Chris Davis. He is a little bit inside. Davis obviously struck out in the first inning.
What do you think of the hits the A's have received and have gotten basically as Chad Pender's double and home run, the hardest hit balls. Olsen a broken bat single to center field.
So 2-0 to Chris.
This guy's capable of making some loud noise. Talk about ownage against the Rangers. Chris Davis has hit a ton of home runs in his 2 years with the A's against the Texas Club.
How many has he hit? Let me check that for you, Ray. Give me just a little time, I'll find it for you.
But I know 3 in 1 game.
3 in 1 game.
It is 40th last year, or 2 years ago, in Arlington down the right field line.
He got 18 career home runs against the Rangers. So Chris Davis will take the 4-pitch walk.
On August 26th, that was here, and Chad Pender, those beautiful uniforms, straight away center field. That was a 2-0 fastball, then again, straight away center. This young man is strong. A 2-0 fastball and a 1-2 fastball, and both of them deposited straight away center. Tonight, the change up to left center. Kendall Graveman said, I'm going to rub next to you.
Yeah, sit right next to him.
You got something going, man. And, or Matt Joyce, it is.
Sit right next to him.
So a couple of walks he's given up. Broken bat single. Whole bunch of strikeouts.
Interesting shift here, Ray.
Wow, it is very interesting.
You don't see that one.
No.
So you have the guy out in short right field. That's Odor, which you see that a lot. But usually when you see the guy out there, you'll see the shortstop over to the right side. But
you never see that much space with a left-handed hitter.
Anders is actually playing right behind second base. Very interesting.
I like the blue circles underneath the guys.
You like that?
That's good because blue jerseys, blue circles. You know.
There we go, guys. We saw our first one. That's a left-on-left changeup there from Cole Hamels against Matt Olson. And I think the idea of the shift with Odor out in right, shallow right center is the idea that Ole, if he gets into one, it's going to be stung, it's going to be hard. Maybe it's an opportunity for Odor to be able to range to his left or right and make a play.
That pitch is a strike, 89 miles an hour, 2-1. Olsen had that bloop single in the second inning. Then he had a stolen base, first stolen base of his career. Olsen on the season, 5 hits in 18 at bats. Strike went to the outside corner, 2-2.
You can tell Cole is trying to move this thing around, speed him up, slow him down, put him in that rocking chair, if you will. It's like he got around this one, cut it a little bit.
Jamie Moyer was the first and maybe the only lefty I ever saw that threw changeups to lefties. Consistent.
Andrus, he had to really hustle over with that interesting shift on. He does, he makes the play. Side retired. Pender with a home run, his first of the year. And he hit it off Cole Hamels. So 3-1. Zara Chirinos Odor against Kendall Graveman. Graveman about to throw pitch number 60. So his pitch count a little bit high. And he needs a quick inning. He had a quick first inning. 3 ground ball outs through 17 pitches, but busy in the second. And then right back into the stretch here in the fourth. So Mazara single and a double.
He's a very aggressive hitter. He has a wide open stance, aggressive, going after the pitch after closing up. Again, a pitch a little bit elevated too much, gets a ground ball, but the way that pitch was thrown, I'm surprised that Mazara hit it as hard as he did. At that point, the shift doesn't make any difference.
So here's Chirinos. Chirinos picked up an RBI and a ground out in the second inning. Five hits now for the Rangers, and that one past Lucroy. So Mazara to second, nobody out.
We talked last night. There are times you have to backhand a ball. This might have been one. Breaking too sharply, Jonathan Lucroy tried to move, get in front of the ball. See, it almost turned it to the side, and then decided to go and try to get in front of the ball, and unfortunately kept moving too much. Might as well just continue to backhand the ball and take it that way.
So Chirinos, who had that quality at bat in the second inning when he hit a ground ball to second with runners at second and third, so it got the run home and moved the runner from second to third. See what he does here. Chapman's got it, takes a look, throws across in time. So that time Chirinos could not hit the ball to the right side, and Chapman gobbled it up.
Now batting.
It's a good job. Again, the fundamentals on display. Matt Chapman doing his best a job as he can to get around that, still utilizing the backhand, but off that backhand he's able to create that momentum and continue on over to first base. Makes a nice strong throw after checking the runner. Very fundamentally sound play by Matt Chapman.
So here's Odor, who had an RBI single in the second inning. Odor bounced one into right field. Fakes a bunt, pitch a little bit outside.
If you're an RBI producer, that is a bad thought. Got a runner in scoring position. You know, he made his money. I mean, he swings hard, he hits home runs, strikes out a lot, but they paid him to drive in runs, and they gave him a pretty good contract after his rookie year. Plus, if he had gotten down the bunt for a base hit, double plays in order.
Odor is in the second year of a 6-year, $49 million contract. For somebody who at the time he got that contract did not have a lot of service time, that's right. A lot of guaranteed money. Broken bat. Smolinski not going to get it, plays it on a hop. Very well read by Mazara, and he comes all the way around to score. So Mazara, I'm going to give him a lot of credit. Yeah. He saw that it was going to fall, and he never hesitated, and it is 4-1.
Well, it's knowing where your outfielders are playing, how the ball is coming off the bat. It's a broken bat off the end. And Rugnet Odor, who thought about bunting, there's a splinter coming off the bat, but see where Smolinski is, the broken bat, and Mazara just took off. And there's no way, considering the way the ball was hit, that it was going to travel far enough to get to Smolinski. So good base running, and Kulom gets loose, but again, maybe the fake bunt was all it was, is a fake, but bottom line, shouldn't even bring the bat around, ends up driving in a run.
Odor attempted to steal in the second inning. He was thrown out. 1-1 the count to Ryan Rua. Rua had a single in the second. Close play. breakaway defense for Rua. Could be 2. Right to Simeon. And that is a 6-4-3 double play. But a run for the Rangers on Odor's RBI hit. So it's now 4-1 Texas. Hamels back to work. He'll face Chapman, Piscotty, and Luke Croy. 2 walks, 8 strikeouts for Hamels. A's have stranded 4 through the first 3 innings. First pitch drops a little bit low.
Kendall Graveman 9 ground ball outs in 4 innings. Cole Hamels all strikeouts. Unfortunately for Kendall Graveman, the pitches that have been hit have been elevated, and as a result they've been hit to the outfield. 1 ground ball got through. That was Odor.
Chapman hits this one hard into center field for a base hit.
Fans, new area in the Coliseum for fans in right field near the flagpoles. It's called The Farm, part of the new partnership with Acta Non Verba, a youth urban farm project. Fans are bringing our Rooted in Oakland campaign to life with picnic tables, benches, and a working farm. This is a great place for my partner Glenn Capper to go out and raise some fruits and vegetables. It's for fans also to enjoy an afternoon in the ballpark. Learn more at athletics.com/farm today. You were a farmer. You grew up on a farm, so this is perfect for you, brother.
It looks a little bit different than what I grew up with.
Probably had a big silo too, didn't you?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Grain bins. Oh yeah. 6 of them. Climb up there and open the door.
That's right. Nothing better than baling hay, and my favorite part was rhubarb pie.
At the end.
At the end. Yeah.
There's a lot of things better than baling hay, but getting done is the best. That's going to be a double play. It was right at Odor, tailor-made, 4-6-3. See what happens, Ray? You bring up baling hay and bad things happen.
Well, that's right. The good part was the rhubarb pie for me.
At the end.
But at the end, there's the farm.
Yep.
So the farm there, and then you go to left field, you got the treehouse. So Luke Croy steps in. He walked his first at bat.
Well, maybe Cole Hamels decided too many pitches, a lot of strikeouts, but try to get a double play, which he did after Chapman's base hit. But Piscotty, a hard hit ball, but right at the second baseman. Very easy double play.
Well, that's just that's Cole Hamels' veteran presence on tap there for you, Foss. Understand, look, I've got my pitch count starting to creep. I've got a guy on first. I know how to pitch to contact. Let's see if we can get 2 for 1.
you imagine if the Rangers indeed went to a 6-man rotation? This man pitches tonight. He's got to wait around 5 more days before he pitches
Wait around
again.
a week.
Yeah.
It's going to be an off day in there somewhere.
Oh, wow.
I don't blame him for not being that happy with it. And that was certainly the talk. Now, I don't know that that's been verified. I know the Angels are going with a 6-man, at least for a while. I know the Rangers did talk about it. I've not heard that that's a for sure thing that they're going to do. Swing and a miss, struck him out. So that's a good inning for Cole Hamels. He has 9 strikeouts through 4 innings. 4-1 Rangers after 4.
Hey fans, it's time for
And the Quakes match up against the Philadelphia Union. Coverage begins at 4 p.m. It's also streaming live on the NBC Sports app. The home of the authentic Quakes fan is NBC Sports California. Here at the Coliseum, it's 4-1 Rangers, 5th inning. Fans checking out the eats. Good eats here at the Coliseum.
I understand the food truck has a new item.
What is it?
Something barbecue, somebody told me. I said, well, we have sharp bacon.
Ooh, yeah.
Barbecue, huh?
Yeah. That's what I was told.
Little brisket.
Whatever. If it's barbecue, we'll take it.
Little brisket.
I'm
Burnt
in
ends.
on that. I am in on that.
Yeah. Makes us want to get to Kansas City.
Well, maybe they brought it out just for the Rangers in Texas. Yeah.
Well,
Whatever. Just bring some up here.
you know where to find us. 1-2 to Robinson. Chu to follow, and then Gallo here in the 5th.
Kendall Graveman last inning decided too many pitches, so he throws 10, but his opposite number threw only 9. That was a very quick 4th inning.
Robinson walked in the 2nd inning. Simeon hustling out, not going to get it. Little jam shot, base hit. That is hit number 7 for Texas.
Looked like they're trying to go in underneath those hands. Little cutting action.
Number 17.
Just doesn't quite make it all the way inside. Robinson able to fight this thing off. Just able to fist it out center field. Again, we talked about Graveman and Lucroy both trying to execute and open up and establish that inside part of the plate. Potentially get them looking outside and creep back in with the cutter, just unable to get it all the way in there.
Moving around out in that A's bullpen.
I'm sure Scott Emerson seeing some, again, elevation of pitches as Liam Hendricks is going to quickly get loose. You know they work fast because all that time it takes just to get on the mound.
Well, you got to get your liquids, your refreshments. Remember, it was a big thing when what
Ryan
reliever
Dahl.
started it?
Ryan Dahl.
No, where they took the
Oh,
water
yeah.
bottle and
Oh,
put it
yeah.
right behind him.
Yeah.
That was like a new big thing. Now they got two different drinks down there.
Well, it's all about hydration.
That's right.
Electrolytes, energy,
Yeah.
wash it down with the good old H2O.
That's good old electrolytes. Two and one to Chew. See if the A's can turn it. Lowry, Simeon back to first, not in time. Ball was hit off the end of the bat, so it just did not come at Lowry real hard.
And also Robinson, who runs very, very fast, got on Simeon very quickly. He had to get out of the way and unload. Looked like the ball might have hit Chew as he was going past. We'll see on the replay, but Simeon got out of the way quickly there, and got him in the left leg. That Michelle getting out of the way, but I don't know if Jonathan Lucroy could have gotten down there quickly enough to prevent Chew from going to second. So his leg stopped it, and he has to stop it first.
And here's Gallo. Gallo homered in the third. His second home run of the year. Missed outside.
And we talked about location, right? Fastballs in real estate, location, location, location. And when this guy's sinker, when Graveman's sinker is down and in the zone, it's as good as any featured in the league. But anybody, when it's up, it flattens out. And big, strong guys like Gallo are able to handle business.
You're looking at 10 ground ball outs with this last one. And that's the good news. The bad news, he's trailing 4-1 because of some pitches that were left up, including the one to Joey Gallo. So consistency probably is the one thing that Dallas Braden will be working on between now and his next start, which would probably be next Sunday in Anaheim, considering the A's do not have an off day.
Took a little off there, got a swing through, 2-1. Gallo last year had 41 home runs in 145 games. It was his first full year in the big leagues. Knocked in 80 runs. Looked like the same pitch.
Yep.
Yes, absolutely love every minute of that. That's a great job of Lucroy understanding and acknowledging. This is Lucroy reading a swing on Gallo. He's gotten some fastballs up in the zone. He's been aggressive on. He's keying off arm speed here. He's looking for something up in the zone. And while the start's up there, the velocity is not there. The movement is, and Gallo just runs out of bat. Great job by Luke to double up.
Gallo pops this one up. Chapman a long run. He's going to get there in foul territory, and he makes the catch.
Guys, that was 3 changeups in a row there by Lucroy and Graveman. Again, just an outstanding job of Lucroy to read the swings. He's understanding that Gallo, again, has been aggressive on fastballs up in the zone. He got 2 terrible swings early and said, you know what, let's go back to the well again. And look at the ground covered by Chapman, guys.
They put that circle under him, Delaire. I mean, he started near second base, sprinted all the way over to foul territory. He's going to win a Gold Glove probably sooner than later.
No question.
I mean,
I'm pretty sure you feel that way.
I'd say he may have already won it this year. Who knows? He's already played 6 games. I mean, he is pretty good. You know, you have to admit that.
Oh, he's terrific. I just like your bold predictions.
You know, the one thing too, the pitch counts, and I think sometimes, I mean, Graveman tonight, I think is a perfect example. He's getting better the more he's out there. Now his pitch count, he's got somebody warming up the bullpen because he's at 85. But look at what he did to Joey Gallo, and what he's doing now is keeping the ball down better now than he had the early part of the game when he had 50 or 60 pitches on the board.
Well, and Foss, to your point, at times as a pitcher you find out that you don't have your best stuff, and tonight it might be the location of the fastball, but the changeup has been there, the last batter here, and that might be a well he can go to if he's in an attempt to try to flip that lineup one more time.
Missed inside, so now it's 3-1 to Noah Sanders.
See there, the workload per inning, not as economical as he'd like to be. The fourth.
17 in the first, 24 in the second, so you're kind of fighting a losing battle right off the start. 41 pitches in the first 2 innings.
How about that? Take on 3-1 as if it's 3-0. Good breaking ball from Kendall Graveman. If you think about a couple years ago when he had the 98 pitch shutout against the White Sox, and here he is approaching 90 in just the 5th inning.
Broken bat. Chapman charges, scoops it up, going to show off the arm, and they got it. So broken bat, nice play by Chapman. Side retired. Bottom of the 5th coming up. Rangers lead it 4-1. A 4-1 game. The Rangers leading the Athletics in game 2 of this series. Another night game tomorrow night, then a day game on Thursday, and the A's will head off on their first road trip of the season. They'll stay in the Western time zone. Beltre's got it, fair ball. He fires across, and they just got Smolinski.
Bob Melvin with his hand up at the dugout as Beltre catch and throw as well as anybody.
He stumbled just a little bit. Looks like they got him.
See that bare hand behind his glove. He might have been anticipating having to bare hand that. Trust the arm, though. Sniper got him.
So 1 out. Here's Simeon, who has struck out twice so far. Angels are leading the Indians 8-2 in the 4th inning down in Anaheim. The big story there is Shohei Ohtani hit a 3-run homer in the 1st inning. So that's big news.
Is he pitching?
He's not. He's DHing tonight. So Ohtani doing his thing offensively. Trout also homered early in that game. So Tomlin and Richards, the two starting pitchers there. One and two to Marcus. Pinder to follow. Up and in. I think we had a good catch. Two hands.
She tried.
Past Matt Williams.
Oh, and she held the cell phone. And she held the cell phone,
Well, yeah,
guys. That's just standard operating procedure these days, though, right?
Well, yeah, because they're always carrying us like Velcro stuck to your hand.
You ever try to pull a cell phone out of a teenager's hand nowadays? It's not happening.
Sounds like you're speaking from experience.
Yeah, it's true. And a swing and a miss. Strikeout number 10 for Hamels.
Well, but the one thing about this, he goes to 3-2 again. And that's been his MO tonight, but he's looking at the mound as Beltre was looking at the ground after he completed his throw to first.
35th time that Cole Hamels has struck out 10 or more in a game. And that one right on the outside corner. The most he has ever struck out is 15. Did that way back in 2017. Not quite the strikeout pitcher that he used to be, but you wouldn't know that by his performance so far tonight.
That's another thing to think about as well is the run support that Hamels is working with right now. Score 4-1. He's gone 31-2 over his last 51 starts when receiving 3+ runs of support from the boys behind him. So I'd like to see Oakland start scratching some across.
Chad Pinder seems like he's seeing just everything. That's a pretty good pitch that he didn't offer at. Number 6 for 6 in his career against Hamels. 3 home runs, 3 doubles.
Misses badly outside, so Pinder walks.
The home run. Fastball towards the outside part of the plate. Change up towards the end of the bat. I think that was one was a change up. And he's just automatic.
So the A's with a 2-out base runner. That's Pinder. First pitch to Lowry and a good rip. Hamels in his first start opening day against the Astros threw 94 pitches in 5 2/3 innings. He's at 88 now. Alex Claudio is going to start loosening up.
He also a member of the hydration squad.
Yeah, well, it's important. Strike 0-2. Jed Lowry disagrees with Sam Holbrook.
Wow. And Boss, I think you and I are one of the same here. It hasn't been called all night.
Right.
Regardless of what that zone might say, the feedback we might be seeing visually, that hasn't been something that's been established, and Lowry very, very upset, and rightfully so.
That one drops low. Lowry has struck out twice. Of the 10 strikeouts, 9 swinging, 1 looking. Another pitch low. Well, as Ray mentioned earlier, it is going to be a bullpen game. The way Liam Hendricks is warming up in the bullpen, he's
He's coming to the game.
He's in.
Yeah, he's coming in. Because he would not be warming up now if Kendall was going to go back out for the 6th.
Cole Hamels, 91 pitches. Foul right at the plate. He's trailing 4-1. 4 runs, 8 hits, no errors for the Rangers. 1 run, 4 hits, no errors for the Athletics. Another one in the dirt. Chirinos blocks it, and now we got a full count, so Pinder will take off.
And Cap, you've said that 7 times tonight.
Blocks?
No, 7, 3, and 2 counts.
Okay.
Because the strikeouts, 7, 3, and 2 counts. They got him with 1, 3, and 0, 1, 3, and 1. So yes, a lot of pitches, a lot of strikeouts, but he's had 7 and 3 and 2 3 times. He struck him out all 3 times.
And that's why the pitch count's where it's at. Runner goes, strike 3 call. Now he flips his bat, fires his helmet, and that is strikeout number 11 for Cole Hamels. 6th inning coming up, 4-1 Rangers. You will be able to stream every NBC Sports California A's broadcast on your desktop or mobile device. A's games streaming on the go on the NBC Sports app. Just another way to check out the Oakland Athletics here in 2018. Oh, and it's time for change. Think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your trusted oil change, tune-up, and smog experts. Top of the 6th inning, the A's bring in Liam Hendricks. So Hendricks making his 2nd appearance of the year. His first appearance came on Saturday against the Angels. Gave up a couple of hits and a run in a 1/3 of an inning. They'll face Beltre, Mazzara, and Chirinos. Beltre taking all the way, and it's a strike. So Graveman goes 5, gives up the 4 earned runs. Some interesting news coming out of Nashville, Ray, is Trevor Cahill, who's, of course, the A's signed. He's with the Nashville South, AAA team for the Athletics, and he is going to start on Saturday. Smolinski got a good jump. He gets over there. So Graveman, 8 hits, 4 runs, 1 walk, 1 strikeout.
Now batting, number 30, Nomar Mazzara.
89 pitches.
See,
So-
you saw him smiling, but he's not smiling there.
Yeah,
I
he's
knew
not
that
happy.
was not going to be the case. But go ahead. But,
No,
Trevor
anyway, so
Cahill.
yeah, Trevor Cahill is going to start on Saturday, and then he's going to make another start next Thursday, which would be right on that 5-day rotation. And after that, well, then the A's will evaluate, see how he's throwing. And it's possible he could join the rotation after that. We'll see.
Well, he pitched very well the one time in San Francisco, and that would set up for him to pitch when he is scheduled. But I mean, he knows all he has to do is get his arm in shape, and he's got a pretty good chance to join the rotation or come back to the big leagues.
So that's something to keep an eye on. But he will pitch on Saturday's first start in AAA. Brett Anderson also down there. And he'll be in the rotation for the Nashville Sound.
Well, the two made the club out of spring training, and they're back together now at AAA. Trevor Cahill might make it a little bit quicker back here than Brett Anderson. We'll see.
Well, you just got to have pitching depth now. It's almost, it used to be, you got 5 starters, let's go. But really now, I think front offices go into spring training thinking we need to have 7 or 8.
Oh, yeah.
Right? I mean, you just have to. Mazzara with a walk.
Fans Green Fridays at the ballpark continue April the 20th as the Red Sox come to Oakland for the beginning of a 3-game series. That's a beautiful Chapman jersey. Man's got it downstairs. First 20,000 fans get a Matt Chapman replica Kelly Green jersey. 3 games against Boston starting Friday, April the 20th. Grab your phone and pop in athletics.com. Tickets to grab yours today. And it's a nice jersey. Matt Chapman, number 26. Proudly by Joe Rudy, that exact uniform.
Yeah.
Many years in the championship seasons.
Dallas has spent a little time maybe in the retail business, I believe, just by his showing right there.
I was doing laundry very early, at a very early age, folks.
I agree. That's more of a laundry fold than a retail fold.
Yep, that's called chores.
0-1 to Chirinos. Swing and a miss. It's 0-2. Chirinos 0 for 2. Looking for that first hit. He's 0 for 17. He did pick up an RBI in the second inning. Rangers with 2 in the second, 1 in the third, 1 in the fourth. Seems like they've had base runners all over the place. Lucroy going through some different signs. Ripped toward left field and into the corner. Mazzara runs pretty well. He's heading for third. They're going to wave him home. And the throw comes all the way through to Chapman. He cuts it off. The throw to the plate, and they got it.
Wow. Oh, wow, what a play.
Pinder with a terrific throw right to Chapman in the air. Chapman spun around as the cutoff man and fired to Lucroy. Boy, oh boy, was that well executed by the Athletics.
Hanging breaking ball to Chirinos, but you're right, Pinder, a very good all-round player. The ball deadened a little bit, but strong throw. And watch the turn by Matt Chapman. Bam, bam, there, and he got it on the slide. Nice one-handed catch by Lucroy on the tag. See where he's positioned, giving him the back lane. And then the tag very quickly as he tried to go around the tag, but the cut off, throw offline a little bit, but strong throw, and there's your tag. And Jonathan Lucroy gives the lane, make the tag. What a play by both Pinder and Chapman.
About as good as you're going to get. I didn't think they had any chance to get Mazzara, who is pretty fast.
But you know what he did? I think he was planning to stop at third. He was given the go-ahead. And instead of letting the third base coach basically stop him, he should have kept running. There's a little cross up.
So 2 outs. A's will try to get Odor, who's had a pair of run-scoring hits today. Singled in a run in the second, singled in a run in the fourth. Full shift on for Odor. Takes that one a touch low. Coulomb warming up again. He was up a couple innings ago. Still the best thing I've heard about speeding up the game. Take away the Velcro and gloves.
Right. Remove the Velcro.
That would shave off a good 10-12 minutes from time of game. Dallas, what do you think? Just take the Velcro away from the batting.
I have always maintained, and it's probably because I'm a pitcher, but it starts here. Get in the box. Get in the box. That's what you want to yell.
Are you serious?
Yep. Yep.
That's it right there. We have visual evidence. Ditch Velcro.
Well, just ditch batting gloves. I mean, go old school. Pine tar. Stephen Vogt, of course, most recently. George Brett, the Hall of Famer. See if he steps out, readjust.
You know, and I'm with Dallas. And there are some pitchers that take a long time, but I think majority of the time, I think it's the hitters.
But he adjusted batting gloves. I mean,
he's still not in there.
But if you put the batting gloves on, you put the Velcro. I don't ever remember doing that, you know?
Because you didn't. Up the middle. That's Lowry. Quick throw, and they get Odor. So a broken bat. Nice play by Lowry. So good defense by the Athletics, and the Rangers still lead 4-1.
Oakland Athletics. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Athletics Investment Group, LLC.
We're going to dial up our old friend StatCast here and take a look at that outstanding exchange, that nice relay to end the inning, last inning. Pinder gets to the ball nicely, makes a nice strong throw into Chapman, but Chapman loses his feet. After losing his feet, gets rid of this thing in a hurry. Sub 1 second, boys. 0.67 seconds on the exchange. 76 miles an hour into the dish at Lucroy. Lucroy does a good job of giving him the lane, applying the tag. Heck of an exchange, heck of a relay for the Oakland A's.
cut down a Rangers run. So Chris Davis leading things off here in the bottom of the 6th. When it's time for change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your trusted oil change, tune-up, and smog experts. It's Alex Claudio who's pitching in his 3rd game. I think Alex Claudio is probably the Rangers' best reliever, don't you think, Ray?
Well, we were told that yes, he is, and
throws out Chris Davis.
Talked about him being a closer, but they said he's too valuable to come into games. But this guy,
interesting.
94 pitches, 3 don't, 11 strikeouts, 3 walks, 1 run, 4 hits, 5 innings of work. See you in a week.
94 pitches.
He started the 3rd time through the batting order by striking out 2 and walking 1.
Here's Olson. See Claudio and a very funky delivery. 26 years old from Puerto Rico, Alex Claudio. Last year he appeared in 70 games. He was 4-2 with a 2.50 ERA, and he did have 11 saves. So Odor way out there. He's going to have to hurry, and they just get Matt Olson. Olson pointed toward the bag, thinking maybe Gallo's foot came off.
Well, you can see how quickly Odor catches the ball and gets rid of it. I'll tell you what, his foot is off the bag. That's why he was pointing, because the heel. The other angle showed that the heel was off the bag. Maybe it came off after the fact, but maybe Ole was right.
So 2 away. Here's Chapman. If Claudio has a quick inning here, Ray, we may see him again in the 7th. He can get right-handers out. Hooked foul down toward the A's bullpen.
You talk about him being funky, Glenn. There's a lot of elbows and kneecaps coming at you, but taking care of lefties to the tune of a 147 average last year. Righties seeing him a lot better at 275, but to your point, still able to get outs from both sides.
And he's just, I mean, he was just the most consistent guy last year. 2-3 years ago, Ray, he was pitching in the 4th, 5th inning. Then it's like each year he's sort of moved back in the game a little bit. That's a base hit for Chapman. And Matt Chapman is 2 for 3.
Well, we talked to Chapman the other night about the adjustments he would have to make from facing a guy like Ohtani to Bartolo Colon, and he talks about being able to see these guys up and sit back. And though he finds himself out in front here, what he does is a great job of keeping his hands back. He doesn't cut himself off, and that's what allows him to go out and get that pitch, and maybe not with authority, but still punch it through a hole.
So that'll bring up Piscotty, who has struck out and hit into a 4.63 double play. So he is 4 for 21 on the year with 3 RBIs. Right back to Claudio. Got him with that off-speed pitch, 69 miles an hour. So pretty good inning for Alex Claudio. And we are moving to inning number 7. Rangers 4, A's 1. History. Now we want you, the fans, to pick the most memorable moment. It's a season-long promotion launching today, and it runs through the end of September. Tonight, it's the A's very first game in Oakland at the Coliseum on April 17, 1968 versus 2013's Brandon Moss, the two-run walk-off homer, and that was in the 19th inning. It was the longest game in franchise history, 6 hours, 32 minutes. It finished at 1:41 a.m. Don't worry, we were here and we know that. Fans vote through our Ace Twitter poll. The play that wins advances to face the next memorable moment. So, kind of a fun thing you can do all season long.
Remember, Jerry Blevins hitting that game. That's right. Fans cheering, chanting for Jerry.
So Hendricks back for his second inning of work. Rua just got a piece of that. So Rua leading things off, followed by Robinson and Chu here in the seventh. Graveman went 5. Two-pitch a check swing.
And one thing about these bullpen games that you guys alluded to earlier is I think what it's going to do is it's going to give Bob Melvin and the rest of the staff an early opportunity to identify guys in that bullpen who might be able to live on extended life, meaning multiple inning guys. We saw Trinan go, not someone you typically want to see go for multiple innings at a time. We know what his responsibility is at the back end of the bullpen.
So Rua strikes out. So you're saying, Dallas, take a little time, get the guys that kind of fit in different spots and then go from there.
Absolutely. I mean, it's an opportunity. Sure, it's maybe not what you're hoping for or what you're looking forward to, but nonetheless an opportunity to learn something about the rest of the staff.
So when it's time for change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your trusted oil change, tune-up, and smog experts.
Yeah. I'm excited to win the whole time. Your attention, please. Ladies and gentlemen, coming into pitch for the Athletics, number 35, Danny Kulo.
An annual fee of $149.99 includes general admission seating in the outfield sections. Anyone can visit the Treehouse, but if you buy the Treehouse Pass, your pass will only allow you access to this space in left field. And why not? That's a great space to live in, to be in, on a regular basis.
We're having a good time. Danny Coulombe is the new pitcher as he faces Drew Robinson. So an inning and a third for Hendricks. Gave up a hit, a walk, and strikeout. And it's appearance number 3 for Coulombe. Robinson a walk and a single, so he is yet to be retired. Drives this one toward right, but off the end of the bat, Piscotti over, he grabs it. So 2 outs here in the top of the 7th inning. Astros win again. They beat the Orioles 10-6.
Now batting.
So the Astros now 5-1. Correa with a homer. Reddick hit a pair. He had 6 RBIs tonight to go with his 2 home runs.
Well, for a while without even having a hit.
And Verlander got a no decision. He had 9 strikeouts in 5 2/3 innings. So the Astros beat the Orioles 10-6. Chu right back to Coulomb. Regains his balance, grabs it, flips to first, and nicely done by Danny Coulomb. 7th inning stretch from the Coliseum on a cool Tuesday night. It's 4-1 Texas.
Minor leaguers, and if you can name them, you're going to win a prize, because nobody remembers who was traded to Chicago to get Dennis Eckersley, future Hall of Famer, about 390 saves. And Dennis Eckersley comes back home, grew up in Fremont, 24 major league seasons, all-star, no-hitter, 390 career saves on this date.
Hey, Ray, BI's going to find out who those 3 minor leaguers were. And he's going to get them to us, and we'll see if any of them made it to the big leagues. Claudio back out there. We are not surprised by that, facing Lucroy, Smolinski, and Simeon here in the bottom of the 7th inning. If I remember correctly, Ray, Eck, he had okay years with the Cubs as a starter, but
and remember, he never wanted to go to the bullpen.
no.
He wanted to start, and whenever Tony said, hey, I'd rather have you on multiple days throwing strikes for an inning instead of having you pitch every 5th day, and who knows, but he became one of the greatest closers of all time. Talk about Mr. Automatic.
And the story goes that he started a game against the A's for the Cubs in spring training, and the A's just clubbed him around. He had nothing. And then when they traded for him early in the season, the A's players were like, seriously?
What's the big deal?
What is the deal?
Hence the reason for 3 minor leaguers. All right, what did BI come up with?
That one hits pretty well. But a lot of room out there for Robinson to track it down. Okay, let's see. April 3rd, 1987, traded by the Chicago Cubs with Dan Roan.
Yeah.
All right.
Remember
Oh,
him?
Dan Roan, my old Puerto Rican League manager, Dan Roan.
See? Dan Roan.
Is that Rowan Martin?
Oh, Dan Roan.
Dan Roan.
That's amazing. I believe he was an infielder in the Seattle Mariners organization at one time.
Never heard of it.
Okay, so those 2 guys traded to the Athletics, Eck and Dan Roan, for Brian Guinn, G-U-I-N-N, Mark Leonetti, and Dave Wilder.
Dave Wilder, yeah.
Okay. So one of them made it to the big leagues. Maybe.
Well, I remember the name.
You know what? That's a bad trade if you're the Chicago Cubs.
Well, the way it turned out.
Yeah.
But remember at the time, I mean, Dennis Eckersley admittedly was going through some off-field issues with a certain beverage and cleaned his act up, and all of a sudden becomes one of the greatest closers, the best shape ever seen of a pitcher. And, you know, everybody talked about it. We saw some of the highlights where he's pointing and doing all those things. That was simply a nervous reaction to completing a save.
He was just glad it was over.
Glad it was over. He was nervous, and, you know, he'd sit in the clubhouse for 7 innings and up and down the whole thing. But he knew how to do it. He knew how to close, and he's in the Hall of Fame because really 100+ wins, 390 saves.
And that hit Smolinski. So Smolinski, and at this point the A's will take a base runner.
Yeah, and guys, from where I'm sitting, I think I actually heard the baseball say, Al, that's a strong individual there, Smolinski.
He has to keep up with his dad.
That's right. That if that hit Smolinski's dad, the ball would have definitely been. It would look like one of those flat basketballs that has been in your garage for 20 years. Base hit left field. Marcus Semien does not wait around, and he's got 2 on 1 out against Claudio.
Well, you're right. After going 3 and 2 3 times to Cole Hamels and striking out all 3 times, get an elevated fastball, jump on it. 85 is his fastball, and he gets the ground ball, but the old 5.5 hole gets the base hit. The A's something going with it out here in the 7th inning.
So here is Pinder. Pitching coach visit. So Pinder tonight against Cole Hamels, 2 for 2, a homer, a double, and a walk. So 6 for 6. 3 homers, 3 doubles, 2 walks. That's amazing. Last batter in the majors to start at least 6 for 6 versus 1 pitcher. Alex Gordon against A.J. Griffin. Well, we probably saw a little bit of that.
Yeah. Tapping up for the Chrysler drive of the game. How about Chad Pinder? He just adds another one to already 2 home runs that he hit last year. And what does he do? He goes in again tonight to left center, and Cole Hamels shaking his head and said, I can't believe it. And that's an indication that Cole Hamels knows exactly what Chad Pinder has done against him throughout his career. So can he really have a great night? Do it against another lefty, and Claudio. Remember Claudio in 2016 came in relief. 4 innings of relief. That game down in Arlington, California. He did a great job. He's had a chance to win an extra innings, but did not happen. Claudio saved the bullpen, saved the Rangers in the game because the A's had the Rangers on the ropes. He came in the 3rd inning. The next 4 innings pitched great.
And that may have been the start of kind of the rise of Alex Claudio.
Similar to another gentleman in the Rangers uniform, the name of Jesse Chavez.
That's right, Jesse's down in their bullpen.
18-inning game against the Yankees here that Jesse came in 5+ innings and just blew away the Yankees until big Nate Fryman. Jesse, Nate Fryman with a broken bat base hit against Mariano Rivera.
Andrus has it, fires to second for 1. That's the only out they'll get. And the throw gets past Beltre as Odor tried to throw behind the runner Smolinski. Trying to get Smolinski maybe rounding the bag a little bit too far. He really didn't round the bag much at all. And Odor's throw kind of forced Beltre to get tangled up with Smolinski.
Who the ball hit? Now Bob Melvin's going to find out. Oh, that's.
And you can't, and you guys, you watch Adrian's right arm and his left arm here. They're both hooking Smolinski right there. Smolinski had more than an opportunity to take off.
Yeah.
Right there, he could be breaking.
Yes, he could. And he tried to, but Beltre held him up.
So the argument is
These guys, you know, it sometimes really amazes me what they're looking at, if they're paying attention at all, you know?
So here's Lowry, 1st and 3rd, 2 outs now. You wonder if Smolinski wouldn't have been better off to and it's easy to say now, but to make it look like he was trying to take off for home.
Yeah, he didn't really do himself any favors in terms of an effort is concerned, but I mean.
And it's not his fault, Dale.
No.
You know, it's just like try to sell it a little bit maybe.
Sure.
And he did too late.
He did too late.
Yeah, I mean, it was after the ball got away and he tried to take off.
But again, that's not easy to do. Odor has this one, and the A's are going to miss an opportunity. So they strand a couple, and we're moving to the 8th inning. It's still 4-1 Texas. One game, the Rangers leading. The A's, a couple of runners on in the bottom of that 7th inning, could not score. Danny Coulombe takes over to face Gallo. Coulombe faced Robinson and Chu. Retired both those hitters in the 7th. There is a right-hander, Emilio Pagan, getting loose. Four runs, 9 hits, no errors for Texas. 1-6-0 for the A's. Gallo 1 for 3 with a home. A little bit inside. Angels leading the Indians 11-2 in the 6th. A's will be in Anaheim this weekend.
There's a shift for Joey Gallo. And that is a shift that surprised even last night. There was a base hit that he got to drive in a run. There was no shift.
Pinder moving toward the line. He makes the catch.
I think it's proven tonight. It is so far this season. Getting hits with runners in scoring position. You know, those such big hits.
Yep.
A's unfortunate not getting them tonight.
So Pagan coming in when it's time for change. Think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your trusted oil change tune-up and smog expert.
that comes through every time. See your local Toyota dealer today. Toyota, let's go places. By Southwest, yes to low fares with nothing to hide. That's transparency. By Xfinity, X1 will change the way you experience TV. And by the Chrysler Pacifica Hybrid, America's first hybrid minivan. Test drive one today.
So small crowd tonight, a little over 9,000, but they're having a good time as always here at the Coliseum. Rangers leading the Athletics 4-1. One out here in the top of the 8th inning as Emilio Pagan comes in, the right-hander, to face Elvis Andrus. Fourth pitcher of the night, Graveman, Hendricks, Coulombe, and now Pagan, his third appearance. Pagan kicks and deals. First pitch is up and in. Yankees finally had their home opener today. Remember, they were supposed to have it yesterday, but it was 3 inches of snow in New York. Well, the snow went away for the most part, but it was cold. But they played.
And I tell you what, boys, it did not go well for Stanton. 5 Ks booed out of Yankee Stadium.
How about that? Tough crowd. Olsen grabs it. Giancarlo Stanton. Remember, Yankees win 11-4. Giancarlo Stanton goes 0 for 5 with 5 strikeouts, and they're booing him. And I'm thinking, he's got 9 years left on his contract.
That's right, for a lot of money.
Yeah.
Plus, he had 2 home runs in his first game.
That was a long time ago, Ray. That was 3-4 days ago. So, Giancarlo Stanton's probably going back to his mansion somewhere in the outskirts of New York. He's probably going, seriously. Beltre goes after the first pitch, pops it up shallow right center. Smolinski has it. Nice job by Pagan, and we are going to the bottom of the 8th. A little work to do for the A's. They're booing Giancarlo. Brought to you by your local Toyota dealers. Rangers with a couple of runs in the second, single run in the third, single run in the fourth. 4-9-0 for Texas. The A's got their lone run in the third inning. It was a Pinder home run. So 1 run, 6 hits, no errors for the Athletics. Cole Hamels, that's right, 11 strikeouts in 5 innings, but he had a lot of 3-2 counts, and that's why he ended up 94 pitches in 5 innings. Gallo with a home run. Kendall Graveman went 5 innings, gave up 8 hits and 4 runs. So that's your Toyota game summary. Pinder with a big night. Double, homer, walk, and a fielder's choice. So he's been on base all 4 times. Ryan Christensen, the bench coach for the Athletics. And here is the new pitcher. His name is Chris Martin. When it's time for change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your trusted oil change, tune-up, and smog expert. So game number 4 for Chris Martin.
It's about 6'10".
Yeah, if he looks tall, he
is tall.
Yeah. It's a
Big boy working downhill, creating a lot of leverage. 93, 96 on the heater. Cutter 89 to 92.
Pitched a little bit for the Rockies in 2016, or make that 2014. Then in 2015 was with the Yankees. Pitched in 24 games in New York.
He's talking to Don Wakamatsu in the clubhouse, and you know, guy's tall if he has to dip down to get underneath the door.
That's true.
Door jam.
6'9", Chris Martin.
It's 2017 over in Japan.
Huh.
Where he appeared in 40 games, 1.19 ERA, 37 2/3 innings, 34 strikeouts. Swing and miss to him.
I think you, as Dallas mentioned now, Bob Melvin's looking at the relievers, who's going to fit in where, but I think there's still, it starts with Trinan, Hatcher, it sort of works its way down. There's some, I think there's a lot more stability, I think, in the A's bullpen than there is in the Rangers bullpen. Jeff Bannister, he's really holding auditions to see who's going to pitch where and when. And as we said last night, they have Lincecum, who is going to go into their bullpen when he's ready. But there he is right there. But is he ready to be a closer? I mean, he hasn't pitched in a year. That's a fair ball. Picked up by Chirinos. He throws to first, and that's out number 1. So Chris Davis will be a little bit disappointed in that. So you don't know, what you're going to get from Lincecum.
Now batting first baseman.
Can he be a good reliever? Yeah. Can he be a closer? That's asking a lot, I think.
We talked about the evolution, the attempted transformation of Matt Bush from back into the bullpen guy into a starting role. Didn't quite work out the way they'd liked it, so they feel like his stuff can play up definitely at the back end, as we've seen.
But, Jepson, he's kind of trying to revive his career a little bit. We're seeing Martin Leclerc's a pretty good young reliever. Jesse Chavez, he's more of a long man. I guess Kella is probably the guy who, if you may see it tonight, he may be the guy who would get a chance to save the game tonight. Keone Kella. That's a base hit right center field for Olsen. So Matt Olsen is 2 for 4, a couple of singles. Just 7 hits now for the A's.
Well, you see Matt Olsen. Ball starts to creep back in over the plate. Boy does a good job of pulling the hand, stays inside. This ball is absolutely stung. Like to see him get a little bit of that launch angle in there. That bad boy would have been sailing for a while. Nonetheless, Oakland's got something working here with 1 out. Matt Chapman at the dish.
So more action in the bullpen. Jackets are being taken off down there in the Rangers pen. Chapman takes down and away. Chapman a strikeout in the 2nd, a single in the 4th, a single in the 6th.
Well, the A's just need to put some hits together, especially with runners in score position.
Missed again, 2-0.
It's just one of those games that you think is big. The lefty gets up and keep waiting for something to happen that has not happened yet.
A's are 0 for 5 with runners in scoring position.
I don't know about the A's offense, but except for the Thursday game when they had the 3-run home run and Olsen's back-to-back home runs with him. But last night Jed Lowry, but there's not been a lot. Granted, just game 6, but expect more than what you've seen so far.
Yeah, the A's have scored a total, including tonight, of 18 runs in the 6 games, so they'll be better than that. Short lead by Olsen. The 3-0 pitch is in for a strike, 3-1. Piscotty waits in the on-deck circle.
See Matt Chapman get on and Piscotty unload for his first of the season. That quickly maybe the 3rd 3-run home run for the Athletics.
swing by Chapman, fouls it straight back. So now full count.
See how long he waits, though? It's a pretty good fastball, yet he just waited. Standing for the first time. It's Chris Martin, new to this bullpen of the Rangers, but Chapman seems to wait, and that's why his opposite field, they're actually planning him to hit to the right side in the outfield.
Olsen staying at first, and another foul ball, same spot. So Chapman getting some pretty good swings off on Martin. Diekman close to being ready, the left-hander out in the Rangers bullpen. A's bullpen is quiet.
Fastball away.
Strike 3 called on the outside corner, 93 miles an hour.
Trino said pinky finger going to the right, indicating fastball outside corner, and Chris Martin nailed it perfectly. That's about as perfect a pitch you can throw. Ball coming back from the outside, a la Bartolo Colon, who pitched last night. And the pitch before that Chapman fouled back, he asked the home plate umpire, was it too high? It might have been too high for ball 4. That pitch looked like a pretty good one for strike 3.
Yeah, and I'm surprised he didn't take a rip at it, because it looked like he was looking away a little bit. So here's Piscotty. He takes low. Piscotty 0 for 3. He's 4 for 22 to start the season. Driven to center, but it's going to be in the ballpark. Robinson backs up over a little bit toward left center, and he's got it. Side retired, so hitting a runner left. A's have stranded 9 through the first 8 innings. So 9th inning at the Coliseum. The Rangers with a 4-1 lead. And it's been 4-1 since
too long.
The 4th inning.
Too long.
Yeah. So Emilio Pagan, who needed just 3 pitches to retire 2 hitters in the 8th inning, he stays out there for the 9th. First pitch to Mazzara is a little bit low. Keone Kela is warming up in the Rangers bullpen, so looks like he will get a chance to try to finish the game for the Rangers. Mazzara, another hard hit ball. That's Simeon out in shallow right center field, so Probably kind of odd for Marcus Simeon to feel the ball out there, but he did. Hey, make sure you join us tomorrow to be Game 3 of this 4-game series. Sean Manaea and Doug Fister, the veteran right-hander. Our coverage begins at 6:30. A's pregame live. Doug Fister, Sean Manaea.
Doug Fister, forever Fister.
Right.
We saw him.
He'll have a fan club tomorrow.
They all have the fist down in the right field corner.
That's right. Yeah, the Fist T-shirts.
Well, that was daytime.
May have been his major league debut.
Yeah, that was daytime. Maybe nighttime they'll go Jackets or something, but just holding a lot of fists.
Fister, one of a handful of new starters for the Rangers. They sort of revamped their starting rotation after Cole Hamels. They signed Fister. They signed Mike Minor, left-hander, and they got Matt Moore in a trade from the Giants. So that's 3 of their rotation, and then we saw Bartolo Colon. Bartolo on the right, pitched pretty well last night. Martin Perez, right there in the middle, he is scheduled to come off the disabled list and start Thursday.
Well, Fister, I don't know how he's able to take Raymond's spot back there. Fister's,
true.
You know, maybe he pushed him out of the way. Let's see, there's
Maybe Raymond took the night off.
Fister's just bigger and taller. Raymond, I told Raymond, I said, you got a face for radio.
And a voice for newspaper. Heads up. Oh,
whoa.
It was coming in hot.
Woke up Joe
Joe
finally.
McCarthy, our stage manager. Come on, Joe, you can get out from under the table. Come on.
He finally woke up. There he is, folks.
That's our group.
That's the man right
Even
there.
we got to live with each and every home game.
Thinking Frank up. Frank definitely would have been on the floor.
Well, we have a lot of fun up there. They make us laugh. Chirinos checks his swing, nose. We don't get foul balls up here very often.
No.
Maybe 1 or 2 a year. That one actually banged off the Bill King sign right above us.
Check the loop.
Close.
Think with Joe now, he just doesn't leave his chair. He just sits there.
Joe McCarthy?
Yeah, he's dressed.
Now. How's that any different than any other year?
Except
Tough crowd, Dallas. Tough crowd.
Joe could have been working in New York. He's dressed like he's going skiing.
Well, it was 40 degrees at Yankee Stadium today.
It's roughly 40 down here right now, boys, just to let you know.
Where's your umbrella?
No umbrella, but I'm dialed in with
There
hot
you
packs,
go.
baby. Hot packs. Get your hot
All
packs.
right.
Oh.
Can't be that cold.
Oh. No chance.
Well, there's an age limit on that act. 2-2 to Chirinos. Piscotti, a long run, and it's going to drop fair. And I mean just fair. So Chirinos gets his first 2 hits of the season.
Hanging breaking ball. He pulled down the left field line in this one.
Take a look at the swing, boss. Not that great, obviously. Not great contact either. Piscotti, Buston trying to come in. Not sure if it was going to fall fair either. Just inside the line here. Just another ball's width, and that'd have been on the line. Good job by Piscotti to get that ball in.
So hit number 10 for the Rangers. Here's Odor. He's 2 for 3. Couple of RBIs. Odor hits a little flare. Left field, and Chapman cannot quite get to it. He was hustling all the way. But with the shift being put on for Odor, Chapman playing shortstop.
And he's a little upset, and you know, it's smart not to dive for the ball. I mean, he gets to a lot. He's had a busy night tonight, especially Graveman starting a lot of ground ball outs. I think got him with 5 assists on ground balls. That was the first 5 innings that Graveman was pitching.
So 0-1 to Odor. Rua will be next. Strike on the inside corner. Odor does not agree. Red Sox won again. They beat the Marlins 4-2 in 13 innings in Miami. So the Red Sox off to a good start. They're 5-1.
Were they cheering Stanton down in Florida? That's hard to believe the Yankee fans would boo their own.
Oh,
You know, it just.
maybe they were just joking.
I wonder if
They don't take the game that serious there.
I mean, they have the roll call and they roll him.
They felt cheated. You know, they didn't get to see any of those homers.
Yeah, well, that's probably true. How dare you, huh?
Yep.
But you know, the one of the problems, you know, with every payroll, every salary printed, you know, they know what he's making, and you know, they're out there and they're saying, we got the roll call, we're doing all these things, and he strikes out 5 times. Got to let him know about it.
Hit hard. Lowry spins out at second. Throw to first. Not in time. It was Chapman who actually made the pivot, and his throw just a little bit offline. I would say the velocity on the throw was about 104 miles an hour. Second to first.
That was a low throw, and Chapman did as well as he could to go down and get it, clear himself like a true shortstop. And if it's to the point where Olsen doesn't have to jump, he's probably out. But Olsen smartly coming off the bag to make sure that it was not overthrown, put a runner in scoring position. 4-5 on the put out.
Yep.
So that means the second baseman threw to third. No, he threw to second. They got to change all that, Kite.
I know. I just do it like my own secret weird way now. Draw a squiggly line, something.
Well, guys, with all the metrics out, right? You got the UZR rating, defensive runs saved, and now you've got a UZR, Foss, ultimate zone rating. So you got Semien fielding a ball as a shortstop labeled 6 over in right field, and you write 6-3 in your scorebook. What that looks like analytically is Marcus Semien took a shot from shortstop and ran all the way over to the other side of the bag and made a play. That didn't happen, but he'll get credit for it.
I never looked at it quite like that. It kind of made perfect sense. UZR.
Ultimate zone rating.
1-1 the count to Rua. Rua is 1 for 3. He had a base hit way back in the second inning. Runner goes. Lucroy's throw. Good one. And they got it. Wow. Lucroy's done it again. Odor says no, all done. Lucroy showing that very strong arm.
But a quick release is the biggest thing, too. And Don Wakamatsu said, hey, put him away because it got him on the head. What are you looking back for if you're going to steal? Right there.
Just ahead of the left hand touching the bag. So Lucroy throws out another runner. He's thrown out 3 tonight. So good call. He was out. And last shot for the A's, bottom of the 9th. Coming up.
White Sox and the Red Sox come to Oakland first. It's 3 games starting April 16th against the Chicago White Sox, followed by a 3-game weekend series against the Red Sox. That's starting on April 20th. The first 20,000 fans to get the Matt Chapman Kelly Green replica jersey on green Friday, April the 20th. Get your tickets at athletics.com/tickets today. Let's not forget April the 17th, a huge day here.
When it's time for change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your trusted oil change, tune-up, and smog experts. Keone Kela comes in, the right-hander. 4th year with the Rangers. So he's going to get an opportunity to get a save.
Well, he's also going to have the opportunity to try to throw strikes. Matt Joyce is the on-deck hitter. He's trying to make it interesting, and again, as they seem to always do. Kela has that downward plane where he has a tendency to pitch down in the strike zone. You have to be patient not to swing at the pitch. That's 3 in a row in that same area.
Reminds me of that Iron Mike pitching machine.
That's right.
Boss, straight over the top.
Right over the top.
That's Doug Brocal, the pitching coach for the Texas Rangers. Three-0 pitch to Lucroy. He is right in there first strike at 95 miles an hour.
Made the adjustment, which you have to do if you're pitching that low into the strike zone or out of the strike zone.
Another good pitch outside corner, 3-2.
Not a bad take for Jonathan Lucroy. Make him throw 3 strikes consecutively, and he's got 2 after 3 missed badly. Say the old number 1's going down. There it is.
And that's a base hit to left field. Good start for the A's here in the 9th.
Well, it's a good job by Lucroy to continue to wait him out, make him get in the zone with the heater. You know what you're going to get. Got a nice little 3-run cushion looking for him to come into the zone, and Lucroy does a good job of handling it. Heater in on the hands, no big deal for Luke.
So 8 hits now for the A's, and here's Matt Joyce, the pinch hitter. He's going to hit for Smolinski. So Joyce.
Got to continue to work the count just like Jonathan Lucroy did. He made the adjustment with Lucroy pitch number 4, and now he's got a good 12-6 curveball, but fastball is his pitch.
Kela is a strikeout guy. Last year, 51 strikeouts in 38 innings.
They've gone through a lot of closers, and trying to be that closer in this year, and still it's a different role.
Yep.
It's 12-6 again, back to back.
Kela jumps ahead of Joyce 1-2. Shortstop Andrews shifted over right near second base. And Joyce fouls it just to our left. A's lone run came on a Pinder home run back in the 3rd inning.
Got to be a curveball sometime. Yes.
Very high to right field, hit pretty well. Mazzara back. Mazzara in front of the wall makes the catch.
I just have to wonder, Matt Joyce still experiencing some lower leg issues, although tomorrow he said he's going to be playing. Here's your curveball, he's all over it. And maybe just the scouting report showing that he likes to go to the 12-6 curveball. He threw a couple of them, but this one, because of the velocity of the curveball, Matt Joyce pretty much had to provide his own power. Heavy air here at the Coliseum, nighttime. I'll take my chances Thursday, but not tonight.
So now to the top of the order, Marcus Simeon. Middle infielders squeezing second base. They want a ground ball. Outside corner strike. Marcus Simeon is 1 for 4. He singled back in the 7th inning. He has also struck out 3 times. And he's trying to get the tying run to the plate. Pinder is the on-deck hitter. Strike 2 on the inside corner. That's a pretty good pitch by Kella.
Well, and the problem is too, Cap, you have to think about the curveball. I mean, they know, and everybody knows he's got a good one, and it's just a matter of, you know, you'd like to sit fastball all the time. You can't do it.
Looks like that was a non-fastball, non-curveball pitch.
Yeah,
82 miles an hour. May not see it again, whatever it was.
Another hesitation. Some of the pitchers now seem to be doing, especially out of the bullpen.
Marcus did not go as they checked with Ryan Blackney. It was close.
Well, watch the bat for Marcus Simeon. Watch how he swings. Look at the bat. Goes too far, but got away with it. Sometimes he'll go and kind of have the bat, of the angle of the bat going back towards the dugout. I think he got a reprieve and maybe could take advantage of it.
2-2 pitch. Here it is. Toward Robinson, who drifts into right center field. He's got it, and that's out number 2. And now it's up to Pinder to try to get aboard.
Now batting left fielder.
As we've mentioned a handful of times tonight, Pinder, who has these great career numbers against Cole Hamels, he didn't disappoint tonight. Double, homer, a walk in his 3 appearances against Hamels. He also reached on a fielder's choice in the 7th, so he has not been retired tonight. He's been on base every time. Bounced past Matt Williams. Matt Williams says, nope, fielded enough ground balls in my day.
And it's too cold. I've used a glove before. I'm not going to use it with my bare hands tonight.
Not happening. So Pinder behind in the count 0-1. And now it's 0-2. Lucroy, the runner at first. He's not being held by Joey Gallo. No reason for that. If Lucroy wanted to take second base, I'm sure the Rangers would let him. Pinder went around. He tried to hold up, couldn't do it, and that's the ball game. So Keone Kela gets his first save of the year, and Cole Hamels, with his 11 strikeouts in 5 innings, gets the W. 2 hours and 50 minutes tonight here at the Coliseum in front of 9,157. So the series is tied at a game apiece thanks to the Texas Rangers' 4-1 win over the Athletics tonight. It's time now for A's post-game live as Jim Kozimor is standing by in the studio. Let's send it to Jim. 4-1, your final Rangers win.